Welcome to Meet the Voter, episode 29. Today we have Bob Phelan coming in from Central Valley, our political consultant and spin master, and yours truly, Bill Conrad from Reno, Nevada, former recovering politician himself, but still into it. Hey, Bob, we've got 3 or 4 things to talk about today. Of course, we've got the elections tomorrow in the Northeast that are favored towards Trump. We've got the Kasich, Cruz debacle about them forming together to beat Trump. We've got the Koch issue we want to touch bases with. So those are the things I'd like to go over. So tomorrow we have the big election. But before we go there, let's go back to the Kasich Cruz, treaty. Not treaty, but pact, I guess. Why would they announce that before the big day tomorrow, 5 elections? I mean, it just feeds right into what Trump is saying about the establishment and about the crony politics and about not politics of the people.
They just don't get it. They still don't get it. This is about the people voting and counting the people's vote and saying how Trump is basically the outsider being attacked by these guys. And it's so silly because the American people, the Republicans, understand how the establishment has mistreated us as taxpayers and as citizens. And they look at what old Kasich and Cruz are doing, and they're all just talking about undermining the will of the people, the voters. I mean, if you look at it, the numbers are out today about how many more votes Trump has had at this time than Romney, and it's 2 million more votes. During 2012, right now, Trump has 2 million more votes than Romney. I think that speaks volumes right there. They're just trying to pull out everything they can to try any way to destroy Trump, and it's just not working.
I think it's one of the stupidest maneuvers I've seen, even if you're trying to win. I mean, to publicly announce that we're going to form this, coalition between the two of us to beat Trump and put him into a contested primary.
Right. So then they could steal the election, and that's people get it.
I mean, I love what Trump is doing, not spending any money, running a grassroots campaign, and these guys are trying to throw money, though I don't quite understand what's going on with Kasich.
Well, Kasich is the last hope of the establishment because the establishment.
He is the establishment.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He is the last hope because Cruz, they'd settle for Cruz over Trump, but they'd rather have Kasich over Cruz. And looking at what's going on with Kasich, and I thought it was just funny that Trump's gone after him. I think he calls him now 41-1. He doesn't call him Kasich anymore. He says he's 1 out of 41 or whatever.
Trump is good. I mean, when he first started, he said some crazy things about, fighting in the war and all this, but he's improving. He's getting better. He's taking his mistakes and learning from those and getting even better.
Zelensky, he's picking out his target and he's focusing on it. And he's just going right. And if the funny part is I was listening to Rush today, and Rush was talking about how Kasich should never go into a restaurant and be eating great big things of pancakes and crepe, looking like you have a washing machine going on inside your mouth there. And he made the comments, and next thing you listen to Trump saying exactly the same thing. He's not even house trained, has no table manners. Kasich doesn't. And I think it's funny. I love it.
Yeah, Kasich, he is the of all the people, he is the establishment.
Yes.
Let's drive on this Koch thing. Now, you and I have a little bit different opinion on this Koch, but this is just baffling to see Koch. He is the Republican establishment, of course, but I thought he was more conservative than for him to even contemplate supporting Hillary Clinton really shows his colors and really disappoints me.
Well, it shows that what drives him most of all is not Americanism, but
crony capitalism.
Moneyism. It's all about putting money in his pocket. That's all it's about. And I think Hillary would probably, I believe, Koch brother believe that she would be better for them financially. Yeah. And I really think that Donald Trump saying, well, we need to increase taxes on the wealthy. The wealthy pay 38%. And if they go up to 40, it's going to hurt, but it's not going to hurt like, regular six pack. And since he is one of the wealthy, he's saying, tax me, which I say, if he wants to pay, if he wants to pay the additional taxes, I say fine and dandy. And then you look at Hillary attacking Trump because he's making, he has the plane, he has all this, but she's the one who's supposedly so transparent, and she's making these speeches for $250,000 and she won't release the transcripts. And I think Bernie's just going to continue to beat her about the head on that. And that's why it just fits right into the crooked Hillary, which Trump that's his story now. He's sticking with it.
I think the other thing too is going on. Well, we talked about Koch, a little bit more about Koch, though. And in retrospect, I think you hit it right on the numbers that Koch is more about crony capitalism than he is about principle.
Right.
And I think people are going to see that on both sides now, big time. Plus, I think he just gave Bernie a talking point.
Oh, that Koch, that he prefers Hillary over him because Bernie's a man of the people. You know,
what do you think? What do you think the Clintonites, who are so gun-ho Clinton, who hate Koch, are thinking right now?
They couldn't care less. It's basically, if you're into Clinton, you don't care what this guy says. I'm into Trump. I really don't care if Trump makes a little mistake. I really don't care. Because the bottom line is I know the three issues he's going to be there for me on the national defense, the borders, and putting people back to work. And I think with Hillary, it's the same thing. They don't care.
Okay, tomorrow's primaries. I think we're going to both forecast the same thing. I think Trump is going to do better, and you were talking about this earlier, than what's even forecast.
Yeah, and what really kills you is Trump, again, he has 8,800,000 votes so far. And in the cycle that old Romney had in 2012, Romney had 6,500,000 votes. So Trump is 2 million more votes than what Romney has. Trump is bringing out these Reagan Democrats, and I think they're going to do real well in the general election. I think he wins in the general election once he gets one-on-one.
Yeah, I was going to forecast that, but I agree. In fact, I think he's by far the best candidate. One thing that drove me nuts about Romney is he apologized for making money. Come on, Romney. I remember him apologizing for his wealth and making money. Like, what are you thinking? I mean, we're in a free capitalist market society. The idea is to make money so you can give it if you wish. You can help people. You create jobs. You create quality life for people. What's wrong, Romney? Romney, by the way, is the biggest loser. Some of the Republican establishment, they're all the biggest. And Kasich, Romney, we could list the biggest losers. Hopefully this movement will continue and the Republican Party will clean itself up.
Oh, well, they're going to have to. I look at this as a national referendum on the Republican and Democrat parties. I don't think this is going to impact the individual races as much as they think, because they're saying the Republican Senate committee, they're all worried about if Trump gets in there. I think it'll be fine as long as these guys that are running for Senate and such try to separate themselves from Washington, from what's going on in Washington. I think they'll be fine and dandy. I think we'll still maintain the majorities in both the Senate and in the House. And if we do that and get a Republican president, we'll be able to get some things done.
Okay, Bob, we'll come back a little later this week, maybe Thursday, for another quick 10 minutes. And this will be a wrap for today. Got a couple of seconds. Let's come up for about 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes on Blab. But this is the end of the podcast.
All good.
Hey, folks, just a reminder, we're going to be on Meet the Voter, meetthevoter.com live, where we encourage you to come on with us and talk. We'll have the whole panel there. And that will be Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific. We're changing the times up so our friends in Europe can join in. Okay, goodbye. Closing words. Say goodbye.
Goodbye, Bill. God save the Republic.
And goodbye to the listener. Thank you for listening in. Exciting times tomorrow.